You're watching the Big 3 on CBS. And one game in the books in Dallas, Texas. Game 2 coming up. Should be a dandy. Power at 2-3 against the Aliens, who come in 4-1. Ed Cohen back with the former Dallas Maverick, Jim Jackson. So three-headed monsters first game get to 5-1. Aliens right now, tough matchup against Power, but a chance to join them in first place.
Yeah, this is why it's important. I mean, you want to stay head-and-head. Three-headed monsters, they took care of their business. The Aliens, the European influence, been playing outstanding basketball, has a chance in Dusan Bulut playing against his former team. So it has a little bit more significance, not just winning the game, but competing against his former teammates.
You mentioned the international flavor for the Aliens, but Deshaun Stevens, as of late, has been such a force inside.
The versatility, you see it right there, 17 points, but it's the rebounding. You can put him on the block, he can go one-on-one. Not a great free throw shooter, but he can step out and knock in threes, which is ironic, you know. So he adds so much versatility to the game, and we saw in the first game, without having Larry Sanders, a shot blocker, to turn at the rim, it takes away from what you do defensively, and you see what Stevens can do. Those are just the points. We're not talking about the influence he has on the defensive end.
Jim, we were there on draft night back in May. Glenn Rice Jr., #1 pick in the draft for Power. He has looked the part this season.
Well, it's the reason why. Again, 16 points, you see it. 2.5 assists, can score the ball. And for Power, if they want to, which they do, want to win this game, I think he has to be active early and often, you know, for Power.
Today's roster is presented by PNC Bank. The captain, Cuttino Mobley, made some big threes early last week in Power loss. And for the Aliens, Dusan Bulut, Jimmy mentioned, the captain and former member of Power last season, leading the Aliens into this one. And the baddest bad boy of them all, Rick Mahorn.
Man, I'm not thinking about Rick. You know, I got some words for him. That's my guy. He was my assistant coach with the Aliens. I mean, for him to be a bad boy, the soft personality he has is unbelievable. Talking about soft personality.
Ooh.
She doesn't have one. She'll just put you, kick your butt in the gym, laugh at you, shake your hand, and take you out to eat afterward.
Lady Magic, Nancy Lieberman, champion with Power back in 2018. All right, key rules in the Big 3. First 50 wins. There's no game clock. Shot clock is 14 seconds. Free throws, so valuable. One shot for 2, 3, or 4 points. We saw that game 1. And, of course, the 4-point shot, unique to the Big 3. If you make a 4-point shot from one of the 3 4-point circles, each 30 feet away, that could really boost your club. Let's do it. Aliens start, but a cut by Las Vegas. Missed. And White with the cleanup as it never hit the rim.
Well, I mean, I love the play coming into the game. It was just that Las Vegas a little bit off balance. Didn't hit the rim, benefiting a quick 2 by Royce White underneath.
When you think about the Aliens, the passing, the cutting, the off-the-ball movement. Bulut hits the shooting. And boy, he can do it.
And the shooting. But all of that movement keeps you occupied and opens up that type of shot right there. Now, it's tough to do all game, you know, to maintain that. But if you can do it, it's a reason why the Aliens are 4-1. Beautiful 2-man game that time with Rice Jr. and Royce.
4-3, Power with the early advantage. Stevens, Las Manas, and Bulut for the Aliens against Mobley, Royce White, and Glenn Rice Jr. Bulut again, same spot, short this time. Bulut from Serbia, one of the best 3x3 players before coming to the Big 3. 2-man game again. Rice sets it up and hits.
Las Manas, a good defense. Rice, all that movement he did right there was all to create space. Just the roundabout head fake and the jab set. He just wanted to create that opportunity to get that shot up.
Las Manas, the lefty, almost got the bounce. Mobley, look off. White glides in for 2, and that was all Mobley.
But this is the start you want for Power. Okay, Aliens, you know, seeking to get that #1 slot to stay with three-headed monsters, and you got to start it off. What we saw in last game as well, where Tri-State got off to an early start, but it was three-headed that was able to close that gap as well.
Nice reverse by Carlos Las Manas, native of Latvia. 9-5 Power here in the early going. Las Manos winning gold at the Olympics in 3-on-3, and Tokyo hit the game winner to clinch gold. And brought over with this international flavor with the Aliens. Rice losing it. Last touch by Las Manos. And you think about the influence. The big three for the Aliens: Bulut, Las Manos, Tomislav Ivasev played with Bulut back in Serbia as well.
We watch football, basketball, baseball. Teams tend to mimic other successful teams. You see Golden State, they want to play like Golden State. Everybody, but you have to have the personnel. The success of the Aliens this year of not having success in the past, based around this European feel, ball movement, quickness. It'd be interesting to see how successful that means. Could it result in a championship? And if it does, next year's draft.
Oh, yeah.
On how you then maybe change the mindset of how you draft and who you draft to play a more wide open system ball movement.
Now the challenge here, to see who touched it last. Looked like it was off the foot of Glenn Rice.
So what did you see? I called the first one in the first game. I got the three-point shot right. So what did you see?
Off the leg of the #1 pick.
Okay. A little trepidation there. You hesitated a little bit. Be confident when you say it with your chest.
Jim, you've got it all the way. I give it thought and reason.
Oh, come on, man. Sometimes you just got to put it out there.
Go with it.
Yeah, good defense. Good help that time by getting Rice Jr. to read it out. Seek that play and take it away.
Royce White missed the rim.
Yeah.
Stevens hangs.
Oh, no. It should have been goaltending.
Should have been goaltending.
Yes, it should have been goaltending because he pulled the net.
And they give the basket to White.
Wow.
And again, no hesitation by you.
No.
Called it all the way.
Well, it's easy for me. I'm the official over here that has no consequence. If I get it right or wrong.
Bulut.
Oh, you got pushed.
One-legged banks it in. And the foul. What a play by Dusan Bulut.
Well, let's go back and let's see if I would have been a really good official here. I could have pulled a Richard Jefferson like he did in the Summer League. It is a goaltender. Not only, I thought he pulled the net, but he grabbed the rim. So they missed that totally, then Bulut right back. Able to capitalize. Did you see that with Richard Jefferson?
He set the standard. Former players.
Yeah, somebody asked me, I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'll go to a session and learn more. But that was, actually, it was really good because I think the officials appreciated that because we don't understand the challenge a lot of times of their job. I mean, you can, like football, you can call holding every play. Basketball, you can call some kind of touch foul every play. It's difficult when you have to officiate the best and the greatest out there, and do it right.
There's a solution to all this.
Talk to me.
I think you have to officiate a Big 3 game pretty soon. You game?
Me and Ice Cube had to talk about that.
Good start for Power. 13-8 with the lead on the Aliens. And Royce White taking care of business in the early going on CBS. Each week, fans can help select the Microsoft Big 3 Player of the Week. You can go online to Big3.com or Big 3 social media accounts to vote. We'll reveal the results from Week 6 next Saturday. Game 2 here in Dallas on CBS. And the Aliens trailing Power 13-8. Jim, huge story of the Big 3 season. This guy, Deshaun Stevens, and you think about his road to the Big 3. College at San Diego State, and then you talk about the road, the journey out to Japan, and working his way slowly but surely back to the U.S.
But it shows the love of the game because it's easy to stop maybe after Turkey when it doesn't happen because you would love to be in one place and stay. Trust me, I know. Been on 12 teams, but he's doing it differently because these are not just teams in the United States. You're traveling across the world at different places, different venues every year, different circumstances, different environments, different cultures. But the common denominator is that he loved to play basketball. And so everybody's journey is different. You appreciate it a lot more. I'm glad to see that he's blessed us with his talent here in the Big 3 this year.
Go to the foul line for a two-point shot on the foul by Royce White. A big theme of the Big 3 this season Stevens from the U.S. You have the aliens and their international guys. Is they have so many players in the Big Three who have played at some point overseas. TJ Klein is one of them, playing in Israel. And they've seen each other play, and that has helped in terms of who to draft, who to pick up. And there's been that scouting by the experience playing away from the U.S.
But more important, it's experience of playing professional basketball. And again, it brings a different flavor. Look at this ball moving right here, okay? Misses the shot, but that's beautiful basketball. So it gives you diversity within the Big Three of the styles of basketball. Hence, it's paying huge dividends right now for the aliens.
White the fake, and the finish, and one.
I tell you, the middle pick and roll is so tough to guard, especially when you have a shooter like Glenn Rice Jr. that can beat you. Now you have to guard that, but in the middle, you don't have help. If you can drop that dime in that pocket pass, you're going to have a one-on-one advantage, and right, able to take advantage of it. Let's see if he can complete it with the free throw.
Stevens gets a breather. Tomislav Ivasev in the game for the aliens. And there's the free throw for Royce White. Power by 8. How about Royce White, Jim, with 13 in the early going? Bulut straight on.
Wow.
Knocks down the 3.
It's simple offense, though. It was a pick and roll one side. The ball swings, defensive ships. Ivasev not going to shoot it, got it quickly right back to Bulut. I mean, it's simple and easy basketball that works.
Clockwork. Bulut, Ivasev, Lasmanis, the 3 international guys, as the foul here on the inbounds on Ivasev. Let's go back to Bulut.
Just simple basketball. Touch pass. Glenn Rice Jr. a little late to the party to contest that shot. Bulut able to knock it in.
White fakes the give, now finds Rice. In deep to Klein. Shot clock at 4. Klein comes out.
He maintained it. Good hustle by both players, but it was Klein who hit it last.
Power's ability to go longer. White, Klein, Rice on full display now.
Well, it allows you to switch and not getting beat, but again, you got to guard this movement. At that time, Rice Jr. was able to get back and take it away. The backdoor cut.
Off the turnover, Klein scooping it in.
And that's how you got to beat this team. The aliens miscues you have to take advantage of. And that's what Power has been able to do here in this first half. Oh, offensive
huge screen. Klein decked.
Yeah,
it's going the other way.
Well, you know, the ESPYs was the other day. People winning a lot of awards. That time, Klein caught this award right here. he exaggerated it, right? Did he get hit? Yeah. But he exaggerated, and the Oscar goes to
Mr. Klein.
Mr. Klein, best supporting actor right there.
Hollywood, if you will.
You have to look for it. He got the hair. Definitely got the hair for it right now.
He just turned 28, son of Nancy Lieberman. It's so fun watching the dynamic of those two and the love, obviously, but the love they have for the game, from playing and coaching, being on the same team.
See, she yells something and he yells something. It's just mother and son. Ooh, cross. Oh,
step back.
Oh, she left it short.
Air ball. Missed shot. Tip good for Stevens.
Now, remember I used this $20 move. That ain't even $5 finish. That was a $2 because he shot an air ball from like 10 feet.
That was a Jefferson. Oh, Skeetus-Feely. 2013 Power. First to 25 gets us to the break. Bulut against Skidishvili. The switch, too much. Never hit the rim. Skidishvili with the finish.
Well, you got to remember, Skidishvili was picked 5th by Denver in 2002 draft. So he could do this. Watch the move, though, to set up. Shoulder, shimmy. And then Kareem would be so proud of this right now with the actual sky hook.
That technical foul on Bulut.
No frustration. What do you think?
Against your former team?
Yeah.
Why not? By the way, you mentioned Kareem. LeBron James, you figure at some point, if he stays healthy, is going to break the NBA scoring record this season. But what's great about that is everyone's going to be talking about Kareem all year long and going back to what he did best, the sky hook, the scoring.
Yeah, from a guy in LeBron that is really not known to be a scorer, so to speak, not labeled. But, you know, Kareem did it. He'll point this out. I think he shot 1 3-pointer.
Right.
But here's the thing I will say, and this is not taking anything from LeBron James, because what he's been able to accomplish is incredible. These scoring records, shooting records are all going to be broken. Why? The ability to utilize a three-point shot. You're going to have more possessions, play faster, so you're going to score eventually more points. You're going to shoot. Going to be broken because you can't compare the errors in regards to how those points were scored. But that doesn't take away from the greatness of Kareem, and it certainly doesn't take away the greatness of Mr. LeBron James.
No. The one guy who's sitting pretty is AC Green. Not a scoring record, but no one's playing as many games in a row
at all.
He did.
No, that's like Cal Ripken, right?
Never again.
In baseball, right?
Correct. The Iron Man of the NBA.
Yep. I had a chance to play with AC here, a 5th year. A great guy, too, man. Oh, what?
Wave it off. Now, they're going to talk about it.
They got to.
Nancy's coming over.
Because he caught it in motion, and it depends on when they called the foul. Was it on the initial bump? Yeah.
Count the basket.
Listen, I'm great official right here at the scorer's table when there's no pressure.
Kudos to Dave Posner, Charles Rubia, Dave Powell for getting it right, getting together. Also count the basket. That's going to bring us to the break because Powers scored 26, but wait a minute. Skidishvili getting ready for the free throw. Thought for a moment Rick Mahorn might bring the fire, but that does not appear to be. Power, what a first half.
Back in the first half, it's Power 27.
Former champions acting like one right now. Nancy Lieberman has her team focused right now, up and able to put aliens back on their toes. 27-13.
Halftime of game 2. Put up your dukes. Get ready. Big 3, week 6 on CBS.
The Big 3 on CBS Sports is sponsored by American Home Shield. Keeps your home up and running and your budget on track. Learn more at ahs.com.
Here in Dallas, Michael Blackson is courtside for this Sunday matinee, week 6 in the Big 3. Always great to see the folks courtside in this one. Power, 27-13 lead against the Aliens at the break on CBS. Ed Cohen back with Jim Jackson. Royce White leading the way for Power with 13 points. Nancy Lieberman's squad looking good in the early going.
Well, it's not just the points. Royce has the 13. You have some other contributors, but defensively, they've kind of taken the Aliens out of what I mean. Not a lot of open shots. They've been able to guard the multiple movements in motion of the Aliens, hence taking away some easy layups and not fouling, putting them to the free throw line. Now, another half to go. Yeah. Can they complete the puzzle? We'll see.
Aliens trying to get to 5-1, join the three-headed monsters in first place. So how have these teams done it so far? Let's take a look at the Big 3 Heat Vision powered by Microsoft.
Well, you see both 13 shots. The team on the left has been more successful, making 6 more, 11 for 13. That's a very high percentage by my math, and I went to a public school. But it's been the defense, I think, by Power that's forced the Aliens to be uncomfortable. Here's what we see with Rick Mahorn, former champion here in the Big 3, also in the NBA, what adjustments he makes offensively to see if they can get their offense going.
Nancy Lieberman has to like 11 of 13. She's mic'd up.
We played a great first half because you stayed tight to the game plan. You were talking on defense. You're helping each other. Continue that. Don't lose that. Take it up a notch. They're going to be desperate, okay? Your aggressiveness is fantastic, okay? Stay focused on the sole goal here, and that's this team playing good, disciplined basketball.
She likes it for good reason.
But the first thing she said was you stayed disciplined to the game plan defensively. Not offensively, we stayed disciplined. And again, that's a tough ask to do, but they were able to do it in the first half, and I love the fact that how her demeanor was, listen, we still got stuff we need to do.
Cuttino Mobley in to begin the half with White and Rice for Power against Bulut, Stevens, and Las Manas for the Aliens. There's Sean Stevens, who talks so much about the rebounding. He can shoot it too.
Well, I said at the top of the show that he can shoot the three ball, but he has problems when he gets to the free throw line.
Right.
When he has to sit there. But that one, you'd rather have Stevens, or I'll tell you what, shoot that shot than just to dominate you in the paint. Let's keep our eye on Cuttino Mobley. I know his Achilles was a little sore, but he can still do that. He don't have to move much to get his shot up. And Cat able to knock it in.
Hit 3 early threes last week and a power loss against Bivouac. Going right back to work now. Bulut, flyby, give and go to the rim. Knocked away. Cat's there. He's stripped by Stevens. It'll stay with Power.
Well, you talk about not having a lot of air room to operate. Watch this. Pass in the face. Dre D, better O.
He's almost fouled, too. Royce White, the big first half. Off the screen. Mobley, hand in his face. Hits another one.
We're talking about the first game, guys. He just scored Rashard Lewis. Cat just knows how to get buckets, man. I mean, and that's two really good defensive plays by Bulut. I mean, being in his face. And this is Cat just squaring up. Bro, being a lefty that time, what helps on that side, see how his shoulder was pointed towards the rim?
Yeah.
He didn't have to square up because he's pointing right at the rim, being a lefty. He was able to knock that one over the outstretched hands of Bulut.
The captain, 11 NBA seasons, fades away. Off the mark.
My guy, we were together with the Rockets. His family and my family became really close, and we're both in LA, and our kids, I mean, just wonderful human being he is.
He's beloved from Philadelphia, Cardinal Doherty High School. He was a freshman in high school and looked up to a guy named Chris Smooth Williams, Philly kid, a lefty, played at Manhattan College.
Lefty.
All about the lefties, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny too when you're a kid. A lot of times you think that you look up to guys that are, pro players, whatever. But it may be a guy that plays Division I, Division II, that in your neighborhood that you understand his story. He relates to you so much. It's not the pro player,
right?
Like you said, it's him.
And you never forget those guys.
Not at all. Yeah, I had guys like there's a guy Melvin Newbern who from Toledo, Ohio, played at University of Minnesota. But he was the guy that, at the time, I looked up to, that took me under his wing. And I eventually ended up playing against him my freshman year when he played at University of Minnesota, his senior year.
Wow.
But he was the guy.
A couple kids from the 419.
419, baby. Yep.
White the roll, doubles.
Nice help that time by Stevens. Nice help.
He's got the steal. Bulut inside. Flicks it up and in.
I think, you know what was beautiful about that play? We talked about the influence Stevens can have on the defensive end. Well, here it is. Not only does he clog the lane from Royce White getting a shot, he deflects it. It keeps it in play. Bulut now able to gather and finish for a three-point play.
Klein in, and Royce White will get a breather. So for Power now, Klein, Mobley, and Rice against Bulut, Stevens, and Ivasev. And Bulut with the three-point play. Gives him 12 points. So Bulut going against his former team. Jim, you made a living of playing against your former teams in the NBA, but does it hold something special?
At first it does.
Okay.
It depends on what kind of, I think. CC Rice, oh, it got stuck up there.
Reggie.
How ingrained you are to that team. Like if it's a quick stop, it really doesn't matter if you play against them later on. But if you have a vested emotional interest in that team, then yes, it does have an emotional context to it, and it does mean a little bit more than just a game. And you can see Bulut right now starting to find his range.
He's got 15 points. Last year with power, he averaged over 19 per game. He's got that shooting stroke today.
Yeah.
Klein, quick to the spot after the feed from Rice. Beautifully done.
Well, that's called communication without saying anything. That was eyes up, a little point. Rice Jr. able to hit. Klein going back door. Now that's really good offense, but it was poor defense to have that pass go from half court all the way to the basket too, though. Take it up.
Missed shot. He was wanted a foul. And Klein with the cleanup. And Power with that little burst. Back up by 13. All about the passing from Power.
Well, it is, but it's the lack of attention to detail. You can't have a pass come from all the way to half court. Stevens turns his back door again. You don't have anything on the back line. And Power on full display, literally.
Coming up next, we head out to the course to the TPC Twin Cities, where some of the best golfers in the world are competing at the 3M Open. Live PGA Tour coverage is right after basketball here on CBS. And the leaderboard from Minneapolis, Scott Piercy at 20 under in first place in the final round. Here in Dallas, let's take a look at today's monster moment. And Jim, Kevin Murphy going off in game one with 31 points.
Buckets, if they could close it out, maybe the new MVP of the Big 3. Again, a lot of games left to be played, but like I said during that game, it's his to lose in regards to that award. But I know more importantly for him, he wants to get a chip under his belt.
Rookie of the year last year, Kevin Murphy. How about Stevens? Could be the rookie of the year this season. Steps on Klein. Nancy Lieberman's squad trying to get to 500. They have never finished below 500 in their history.
Yep. Well, I mean, during that same thing, Nancy won it as a female coach, and then right after that, it was Lisa Leslie who won it. And Nancy wants to get another piece of that against Stevens again, and loose ball foul on the floor. So now that's a 3, plus the possession comes back to the alien, so it could be a potential 5 to 6 point play, or if it's a 4-point shot, 7-point play. Possession.
Can the aliens capitalize? Bulut ready to seize. On the switch against White. Step to his right. Give and go. Stevens bumper card around, and it's going back to Power on the turnover. Ed Cohen, Jim Jackson, our entire crew on CBS from Dallas. Game 2 of the day here in the Big 3. TJ Klein, spinorama, hook shot's good for Klein. What a move.
Now, if you were to wipe away the records, you would think that Power was the one that was 4-1 and were competing to stay atop top of the charts with three-headed monsters. But I love the job, except for that, that Power has done defensively. They played physical, which is the key, and without fouling.
Right. This group, if you take away some close losses, would be right there. White behind the back, gets away from Klein. Bulut to the rim. Look at Ivasev, the save. Stevens going to work off the switch. Air ball. Ivasev spins and pirouettes it in. Has a knack for being in the right spot at the right time.
Oh, yeah. when you do that too, you understand spacing on the court, not to overextend yourself. And that's offensively and defensively too. That way you're always in the picture. Great split that time. Rice Jr.
All the way to the cup.
And Stevens couldn't commit. He was like, okay, if I try to commit to taking away the block shot, Klein is open in the corner. So he was in that gray area. You know what they say, when you're in the gray area, you're in trouble.
Stevens ducks in and hits. Tough shot over White. He's got 10. The shot making really picking up on both sides.
But it's not a lot of bailout shots by Power either. And notice this too, they haven't given the aliens opportunities to have easy baskets by, you know, shots not hitting the rim or turnovers, except for that one right there. But then they got it back, and then they were able to capitalize.
White to Klein, and Power is feeling it in Big D.
But you always say this, the ball finds energy. Yeah, Power has had energy this whole afternoon, and guess what? Even on that deflection, the ball found Klein for 2 inside.
43-33 Power. Look at Klein defending Stevens. Bulut the fake, drives by White, flips it up, and scores with the left. Dusan with the finish.
You know, to all the young men and women watching the game, and boys and girls, that play right there was a prime example of concentration. Bulut looks up at the rim, eyes up. He knows the contact is coming, but his focus was still at the rim. Hence, he was able to identify where he wanted to kiss it off the glass and then finish.
Sitting on 19 now. Mr. Bulletproof with 20.
I like that. I like that.
Power's been in control, 43-36, but it's only a 7-point game.
And we said this before, how quickly you can get back in this game. You know, 7 points is nothing. You know, it could be 2 possessions.
Oh, Bullet's furious.
Did he reach down at the end, though?
He's not getting his money's worth with his words, but with his eyes.
Oh, he's up on him right there. He's going to get a foul call. Told you.
Back to back.
I told you. Now, but he has to be smart, because you don't want to put Power in a situation where they're in the penalty. So you got to be smart, because you make the free throw, you retain possession. You want to be the one that benefits from that. So Bulut has to be a little bit smarter. You can be aggressive, but don't foul away, 25, 28 feet away. And there's a substitution right now. Lasmanis comes in for Bulut. And I think he and Rick are talking about that right now. Probably just wants to talk to him real quick and put him back in.
Each team with 3 fouls. Skittish feeling. And the mismatch with the finish over Lasmanis.
Man, how about the decision? He was going to kick it out to Klein with a little pump fake. But he knew then once he did that, he had the height advantage over Klein. He just bullied his way inside for a nice little jump hook.
9-point game. Lasmanis not there. Stevens flung it in to Lasmanis. Shoots and scores. What a play by Stevens with the save. You can hear Nancy screaming, we need the effort.
He said, this is where we need effort. Again, because that was Stevens who wanted it a little bit more on that possession, able to save it.
Skittish feeling flying right through the fingertips. Execution perfect until the bitter end.
Let's keep an eye on that possession right there, because that could have been 47 points right there. A lost opportunity. Let's keep an eye, 45-38.
Timeout, Aliens. 45-38, Power with the lead in game number 2. And we're back in 30 seconds after this. Look at that, the Nancy Lieberman, TJ Klein basketball camp swag.
And a sign, too. Autograph right there.
Love it. He's got the dance moves, too. Shot of the day is presented by Lucky 29 Vodka.
Well, let's see what it is. Is it the Kareem sky hook off the glass? Watch the shimmy. You don't want none of that, Stevens.
Nicholas Skidishvili, 7-footer. You mentioned Jim, the 5th pick in 2002. Yao Ming went number 1 that year. Drew Gooden was picked 1 spot ahead of Skidishvili at number 4. All right, you're the Aliens. You're down 7. The window's open, even if so slightly. Bulut pops out. Behind the back. Gets by Rice.
Oh.
Lost it with 6 to shoot. Stays with the Aliens.
6 seconds on the shot clock, so Bulut has to be aware of that, as well as Power, not to bail him out.
Bulut shuts it down. It's a 3 for Bulut. Lead down to 4.
Yep.
Bulut with 23.
What did we say? You can close it, but great response right there. And a real I like the play with like a cross-screen action that got Rice to be able to catch that on the move a little bit and use his size to score. Outstanding response that time by Power.
Power's got point game.
Yep.
Bulut sizing up Skidishvili. Bulut to the rim. Fouled. Got a 2-point shot. And if you make this, it's 4, and you get the ball back. And that's where Nancy Lieberman says, bring the fire.
This is where the strategy comes in, and you figure Bullet's going to make the 2.
Yep.
If he's going to make it, force him to have to do it one-on-one against a taller opponent rather than at the free throw line. So this is an interesting matchup, and we'll see how creative Bulut is to use his speed and quickness versus the size. Skidishvili right here. I like the strategy right here by Nancy.
One-on-one.
So Bulut scores or is fouled. Aliens get 2 points. If Skidishvili gets a stop, wave it off. Bulut, spin move, leans in, fouled by Skidishvili, so give the 2 points to the Aliens. Thought for a moment it may have been close.
Yeah, no, but you know, but the thing I like about it is this: you can't influence whether Bulut makes the free throw or misses, but you can influence whether he gets 2 points by playing defense.
Yeah.
And that time, Skidishvili all the way to the end was right there, but then the body got him and caused the 2 points. So I thought it was a really good strategic play by Nancy Lieberman.
TJ Klein leveled. 2-point shot with Power needing 3 points for victory.
But they didn't settle. They get smart. It's smart.
Time to bring the fire again from Rick Mahorn.
I like the fact that Power, he could easily just bail out and shoot a 3-point shot and try to win it that way. But Klein felt that he had the size. Took Bulut to the. Why is it? So they called the foul on
Ivasev.
Okay, they didn't call it on Bulut. Okay, that's right. But smart to use it here. Defense, and again, the numbers skew towards the defense being more successful during the course of this year and bring the fire than offense.
Here we go. Klein against Ivasev. TJ Klein spins to the rim, scores. What a move by Klein for Power, and they lead by 6. The hometown guy delivers on the Bring the Fire challenge.
Well, Ivasev, he had to back it up. The hesitation spin move right there. But the tight spin move allowed him to spin under control, and he was right at the basket.
See what the Aliens do. 2-possession game. Bulut for 4. Off the mark. Tip to Skidishvili. Now it needs to be cleared. And the 3 clearly hit the rim. Too good to be true.
I love the look on his face of utterly confusion. like utterly. I think he's thinking after the ball hit the rim that it got tipped to him. But, yeah, brain freeze that time. But can you take advantage of it? Can you take advantage of it? Can you? No, out of bounds, though.
They'll get it back with 14 to shoot. This is the beauty of Bring the Fire, the 4-point shot, clearing the basketball all in one.
All strategies. You know, you just don't score baskets. You use strategy to get yourself in a situation to be able to be successful.
Bulut gets open. Gets it back. Power 49, Aliens 43.
All right. He lost it. He lost it. But let's see if he gets hit. He's calling for the foul here. He pushes, and it goes off his leg.
Power calls.
Was it some contact? Yeah, but it's contact every play. That time he drove into traffic. Good hands by Power.
Hey, fans, be sure you're following the Big 3 on Twitter at the Big 3, Facebook at the Big 3 Basketball.
If Power can
TikTok
strike
at the
here
Big 3,
and win this game, it will be a huge victory for Lady Magic and the Power squad. 2-3 record, some close losses, and again, they have never finished below 500. Let's look at the standings. There's one team at the top. That's the three-headed Monsters with the win earlier today over Tri-State. They're 5-1. Aliens with 4 wins. Trilogy has played well lately. They're at 4 wins. And then it's really going to be a fight of tiebreakers, records over the final 2 weeks with everybody else.
Well, but this gets them right here in that key 4th spot situation. The top of the charts. The seconds are 4-1, 4-2. Now you got 3rd place, which is a hodgepodge of teams that are right there even. So it gets you where you need to be for the last few weeks heading to the playoffs.
Top 4 teams get in. Semis in Tampa, August 14th. The final in Atlanta should be great at State Farm Arena. Point game for Power.
Oh, beautiful play.
Klein inside, the beautiful cut, and the finish. Game over. Power over the Aliens. Another family affair and victory in Dallas. And Dusan Bulut with an embrace for his former coach here in the Big 3. Point game, game winner, TJ Klein. And there's Mom. And Cat. Well played by the entire crew. Our 28th birthday yesterday, and TJ Klein making it stick. Power 3-3. The Aliens fall to 4-2 here in 2022. Let's go to Jimmy with Lady Magic.
You ought to be that handsome.
Well, listen, it's in the blood. You are beautiful, still running things. Your son is out there killing. Listen, okay, let me walk through this. The last play. Drew it up underneath, out of bounds, your perfection.
This is a play called Richmond. TJ's been running it since he got there. And he just slips the screen. We worked on it all week, and thank God our guys made it work.
Well, but the game plan early on has been defensively. You wanted to shut down the enemy, to take away their movement. Talk about how your team was able to maintain that game plan when they got a big.
First of all, let me say Rick Mahorn is a heck of a coach, always has been. He's got really good players. They're disciplined in what they do. We had to lift our level defensively with communication because they make such great cuts. They don't play the play, they play the game, and the Aliens are a team that everybody should be watching.
Well, this has probably been the most competitive season of Big 3 basketball. Three-headed Monsters able to separate themselves at the top. But right now at 3-3 at 500, you're right there vying for that 4th playoff spot. What is it going to take moving forward for you to actually get in?
I loved what we did today with everybody. If we can continue to take it up a notch, stay focused, be for each other and with each other, I think we'll be okay.
So calm. I wish I played for you.
Thank you.
Buckets. Thanks a lot. Congratulations, Nancy. You got it.
Strong effort from Nancy Lieberman and Power. And the updated Big 3 standings here in Week 6.
Boom.
Aliens dropped to 4-2. Power at 3-3, and boy, the final 2 weeks of the regular season here in Dallas should be unbelievable to decide who's in the top 4, who's in the playoffs. here in Season 5 of the Big 3. Dusan Bulut, 25 points in defeat. Power the balance. Klein with 14, including the game winner. Royce White with 13. And Nicholas Skeetishvili with 11. And Nancy Lieberman, former counselor, coach, Hall of Famer, you name it, with the win here in Dallas today. And we are just getting started. One more game to go on the Big 3 YouTube channel. Will feature Bivouac against Killer Threes on this Sunday afternoon in Dallas, Texas. Great to see the fans, young and old, here this afternoon. Final score in Game 2, power over the Aliens, 51-43. For Jim Jackson and our entire crew, I'm in Cohen. Don't forget Killer Threes and Bivouac next on the Big 3 YouTube channel. Next on CBS, the final round coverage of the 3M Open. This has been a presentation of the Big 3.